What's up, Bucks gang? Bucks fam? Man, I know we're out the playoffs, but that was still a tough loss, man. Uh, I really expected the Bucks to go into this game with the mentality of, since we're not going to the playoffs, you ain't going to the playoffs. And even with some key players out, they still showed up. I can say that I was impressed with what I saw. I wish we played this way earlier in the season, but they showed up tonight to play their rival. This game was much closer than the last one. A lot of things to touch up on in the game. Obviously, no McCoy, no Levante, no Vernon Hargraves. We took a lot of injuries tonight. Offensively, Peyton Barber, hats off to you, my friend. This is how Doug Martin should look. Speaking of Doug Martin, since he was cut today for a healthy scratch, I think he's done. I think he's done being a Buccaneer. The way he ended the season last year and then coming into this season, he hasn't been the running back that we all thought he could be. And with Dirk Cutter and the way he coaches, I believe they're going to cut him at the end of the season. But Peyton Barber, my friend, you ran the ball. I know you had that fumble, and that fumble hurt, but you ran the ball like you mean it. Jameis played pretty well, no turnovers. Well, he had that fumble, but, we got it back. No interceptions, though. You threw some good plays, some good big passes. Mike Evans, we could have scored much more if he didn't get those push-offs, but he did get that big one on the double coverage, so no complaints there. Good job by Adam Humphries on the returns. That big touchdown at the end to get us closer. O.J. Howard, I know his touchdown game came at a cost of an injury, but he put his team on his back, though. Defensively, like I said, I know we didn't have our key guys, and we played with a lot of third stringers, second stringers, practice squad people. But that bend don't break defense is trash. No pass rush. Our pass rush was absent. We got one sack when it mattered, but the pass rush was nowhere to be found. This bend don't break defense is the worst third down defense. And it showed today against the best third down offense. I can't stand seeing us make great stops on first and second down just to give the team a new set of life on third down, especially with that Devontae Freeman touchdown on the third down. That fumble he had in the end zone, we could have easily recovered that, but come on, man. Like that went in their favor of getting a fumble. Like, that's how bad this defense looked. The highlight of tonight, John Gruden getting in the Ring of Honor. I really liked his speech, seeing that he shouted out his family, his former coordinators, coaching staff. They ran that play from the Super Bowl, of the Super Bowl victory that we do have, something the Falcons don't have. I had to take a shot. Yeah, y'all swept us. It's whatever, but we know y'all ain't going to do anything. If y'all struggle this bad against us, then against a team that had no key players, yeah, y'all ain't going too far. Let me just be the first to say it. Shout out to Golson on that blocked field goal. The guys. John Gruden made a great point tonight. He was saying that I think it was after Clark made that stop on Devontae on that last drive Atlanta had. Even though we're out of the playoffs, a lot of guys that are playing were playing for their jobs. Second, third string, practice squad, these guys are playing for their jobs. So they're playing with their heart. And like I say, I saw heart on this team. And that's something I wish we had. I'm sorry. I wish that we saw more of that over the season. And we saw guys trying to stay on the roster spot because they were showing heart, they were showing grit. And that's what I like to see. They didn't care who they were going up against. So, we almost pulled off an upset of a team that were the former NFC champions. and our own division rivalry. But unfortunately, too, our kicking woes came to haunt us again. Just when I thought that our kicking got better, our kicking woes haunted us, and we lost. But I could say that this performance didn't anger me too much besides the defense. Devontae Freeman fucked up our secondary. Ryan Smith played pretty good. Hold up. Shout out. Speaking of secondary, I know that the running game messes up, but we held Julio Jones down. Less than 100 yards. I don't care what anybody has to say. This guy was beast in the last couple of weeks. We held down Julio Jones. We stopped him from getting touchdowns in the end zone. Same with Mohamed Sanu. So that was a highlight of the defense, I have to say. Julio Jones didn't go off, and ESPN could eat a dick with the animation they did of him walking through the Buccaneers docks and shit, because it is what it is, That's just me being a petty fan. Other than that, from a 4-10 viewpoint, it's just playing for pride, and I know we had to play our rivals for the next few weeks. And it's just, right now, it should just be avoiding getting swept in the division. Hopefully ending at the playoff hopes for the Panthers. And I think we play them next. Yeah, that's next week. Excuse me. And looking at Cutter getting fired and Mike Smith leaving. Other than that, I really have nothing else much to say. I just wish we could have committed more on offense. Actually, Derek Cutter, you actually got aggressive in the second half, other than the fourth quarter for once. I must say, you got to stop with those stupid screen passes, though, on third and second down, because, man, it's not always working, man. Those screen passes are not the answer. You got to just do something else, man. The running was actually working. Charles Simpson, the screen passes, not so much. Throwing downfield to your big tight ends, your big receivers, that worked. Quan showed up. I'm happy he was playing. Quan was showing that he still has the grit in him. Glenn came in. Riley Butler came out on special teams. I didn't see him too much highlight out of him, but it was good to see him on the field for once. Man, the defense is awful though. That's just continuous. The defense terrible on third down. I actually had to reshoot this video because I cursed too much on my last one, and I knew that YouTube changed up their rules, so I had to tone it down a bit. But anyway, always in front of a Bucs game. Travis with you. Shout out to Isaiah. I know he's gonna do a video with all the numbers and stuff. But 4-10, 2 more games to go. How far will we go?